go. So how much land experience are we going to need for these doctrines? 100. Sod. That's going to take some time. I wonder if units, once they're fully drilled, if they produce more experience or not. Do they produce any experience when they're fully drilled? So if we stop drilling you... Yes, they do. You can do it right there. So even though you're fully trained, I'm going to keep drilling you. And we will need to keep an eye on the Germans. Straight out of the bat, going for the Rhineland. Actually, I think that's fairly normal. Units only produce experience when they're fully trained. That was going to be my other question. So we're currently getting 0.078, and then once these guys are fully trained and these guys are fully trained. Ah, of course, acclimatization. Yeah, that's going to be important. So all of my Russian troops are acclimatizing right now. That's good, because they probably need to. Because I do remember, and like I did a couple of test games before actually playing as Poland, and the Soviets never attacked me. Then when I was recording it for realsies, of course the Russians actually attacked. What does the draw closer to Britain focus do exactly? It increases relations between us, I believe. Oh, where was it? There it is. It's not necessarily required for the guarantee, but I think it might be. Alright, so the Polish state has been done. I just realised I never read the focus. We cannot afford to stand divided. Our strength to enact changes is proportional to our unity in both the Senate and Sejm. We will not start the next war, but we will make sure we finish it. So deterrence, military factory construction speed, land fort construction speed, coastal fort and anti-air construction speed. Do it. Remilitarization of the Rhineland. Germany has stationed troops in the Rhineland territory close to the French border, in clear violation of the Treaty of Versailles. The local population cheered the German soldiers on, whilst the diplomatic reactions from France and Britain have so far been muted. It is no more than the Germans walking into their own backyard, a political commentator in Britain observed. Yeah, we're going democratic Poland. We're doing this historically. So we've got enough for a boost. We could actually get partial mobilization already. I see no reason not to do this. Do it. Early start to the production. That's really good. I'm happy with that. That's good. That's very good. Can I get a fortress engineer? Probably. Nope. More industrialist. So we can really buff up the production speed of factories. Mechanical computing? Yeah, definitely. Although this does slightly change up probably the rate that I build these factories. So when we were on civilian, we have civilian factory construction speed minus 30. Okay, so it becomes less important to build infrastructure when you're out of civilian. So I definitely made the right choice not going for the civilian stuff first. Ethiopia has fallen already. That was a very quick Ethiopia. So I am playing speed 5, so we are going to be blitzing through this, at least at first. Wow, we are absolutely blitzing this naval experience. No wonder I was able to get through the doctrine so fast. I mean, just looking at the difference here, that could probably do a tweaking. That's with 5 ships. Well, it means that we're going to be quite good at sea, apparently. So let's just double check that we're not going to lose any ships. No, they are going to be repairing. It's detached. How's the gun deficit? Still pretty bad. But we're going to be building these civilian factories pretty quickly now. Then once actually, you know what? I'm going to build one civil... No, we're going to build the 2 civilian factories so we can get the full 15. Second London Naval Treaty has been signed. Delegations from Britain, France, Italy, Japan and the US met in December of 1935 to discuss the renewal of the First London Naval Treaty, which restricted the number and size of cruisers and submarines. Negotiations turned quite heated over Italy's war in Ethiopia and Japan's desire to be seen as an equal to Britain and the US. Decisions. Promises of peace. Increases stability, reduces war support. Right, because we're unaligned at the moment. I'm not going to do anything to change that. I am sorely tempted by promises of peace, however. Because the higher we can get our pre-war stability, the better. So what else are we going to need to do here? Potentially limited conscription, though I don't think we need to do that initially. Promises of peace will reduce the number of political power we have. Other options would be tank designer, not really necessary. Ship designer, definitely not necessary. Industrial concerns, that's just research. We have an expert infantry guy. Plus 15% defense would be super nice. Army defense would also be super nice. So that's going to be 300 right there that we need. You know what? I'm going to do 1 promises of peace. Because that is going to last for 90 days. Hey, Sergey. How long will the fuel last? 93 days. Promises of peace is a country wedged between the 2 mightiest land powers. Ironic. Yeah, I know. Peace through building a massive fortress. That's the propaganda we're doing right now. Let's get some better guns going. Defensive focus is finished. Okay. So now it's time for the 4-year plan. So that we can get down to the additional research slot. We must plan for the expansion of our infrastructure to accommodate not only our present industry, but also our future. Alright, I'm gonna stop the Navy training. Because they're using fuel, and I don't want them to. We have enough for 1 doctrine, or we have enough to refit some ships if we need to. I don't know how ship refitting is going to work post-war, though. Or post-exile. I suspect it won't. Yeah, I'm not allowed to say whether this is good or not, because that would count as a review, but I'm showing you the gameplay so you can make your own judgments. Fuming Pigeon, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. I'm genuinely nervous. I'm actually shaking a bit here. Right, I know what I need. I need some tea to steady my nerves. Can't be fighting the Polish defensive war without tea. Just not done. Have a happy Alamo. Is it Alamo Day? Is that a thing in America? Or do you just mean because we're doing Fortress Poland? Alamo equals the last stand. I understand what you're saying. Alright, so we've got construction, so stuff's going to go up faster now. I am doing the focus for construction technology, which we're actually going to have to hold off on until 37. That's fine. Now, concentrated versus dispersed. It's got to be concentrated, really. What does it? Is it weird that I'm genuinely thinking and not bothering with either? It's very weird. No, we should. Which one? That gives us the bomb vulnerability reduction, because conversion speed, which isn't necessarily a great thing. That's just sheer factory output. I think I just want the raw output from concentrated. By the time the factory's getting bombed, it's going to be too late anyway. Alright, so all of my troops are now fully trained. We're not earning any more experience. It's still 0.078. So it doesn't matter if they're fully trained or not. Just the act of training gets you the experience. And we could do more of these, but I'm not going to. We're going to save up for some more military staff, most likely. Though we could get the war industrialist. Not convinced that's going to be worthwhile, though. Right, military factory time. Krakow, Plock. Start with Plock, because I'm likely to hold that for longer. 4-year plan has been completed. Warsaw Railway Station or the National Defense Fund, Lvov. That's an actual factory. Rather than a build slot. Citizens and state alike must contribute to the funding of our growing industry to prepare for the perils of the years to come. It says, the games of the 11th Olympiad, the 11th Olympic Games, were recently held in Berlin, Germany. And Germany spent muchly. Oh man. Army experience is going up so slowly. I want more! Okay, so even though we are training, we are slowly but surely overcoming our deficit. And we have plenty of steel, so we're going to be able to produce more guns. Tungsten we are very low on, so we're not going to be producing many artillery. And I don't want to spend an entire civilian factory just for one tungsten. That's not worthwhile. So maybe I'm just not going to bother with artillery support in the units. How much does it cost? This is probably where I should be checking. So to add a support company, here's 12 pieces of artillery versus 30 support for an engineer. So if we were to do that, we would need 336 artillery. You know what, that's probably doable. Nationalist Spain has declared war on Republican Spain. A civil war has erupted in Spain. Several generals seeking to overthrow the current government in Madrid have issued a pronouncement, blah, 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 blah. And a large portion of the Spanish armed forces have answered the call to arms. Hopefully war support doesn't reduce mobilization. No, we were already partial. And war support is going to go up as world tension goes up, and world tension is definitely going to go up. The problem with war support is it's going to make us surrender more quickly. So that is a little bit risky. Alright, it is still September 36. I think I'm going to buff up my artillery's soft attack. No, wait. Bad move. Bad. I wanted to invest in construction. It's ahead of time, but it will take me 106 days. Go ahead. Because we do have the minus 100%. Because we need to get as much construction done as possible, and we've got about 6 months, I would say, until I need to start building defences. National Defence Fund is done. So now we need to decide. I think I'm going to do one, prepare for the next war, so I can at least start a doctrine going. And then the Warsaw main railway station, invest in the old Polish region in order to get that research slot. I didn't read it, sorry. The Great War may only have been the first of its kind. We must prepare for what must surely be an ever-changing battlefield. Wow, it's like Poland. Actually, First World War, it was not trench warfare for the Poles. It was battle of movement. The Eastern Front was mobile, the Western Front was trenches. Thank you, Great War Channel, for teaching me this. Alright, so Krakow is now building those. So you know what? We could start building land forts right now. So I think we're going to do that for Danzig itself. No, not there. I think that's what we're going to be trying to defend. That band of space. Gdansk, yeah, I know. I'm going to keep calling it Danzig just because it's called Danzig on the map. But I know it's Gdansk. In the same way as... where is it? That's really Szczecin. It's the most bizarrely spelled word. The Polish spelling. Stettin is a lot easier. Alright, November 36. I think I'm going to get radios. Oh, that's true. They will have Czechoslovakia before they attack us. That is a very good point. So we are actually going to have a use for my 2 mountain troops. Because they're going to be coming across this way. I'll deal with that when it comes. $50. Alright, do I want the War Industrialist? What do we think? Yes. I believe I still have enough time to get the other 2 done. Slovakia usually becomes a puppet, so I do need to worry about attacks from Slovakia, though I don't know if Slovakia actually joins the war. I'm not sure if they get called in. Probably, seeing as they're a puppet. How's the gun deficit? Down to 10k minus. This experience is rising way too freaking slowly. I don't think this is going to apply for any doctrines. No, I'm not going to waste the guns. Stop drilling. I need my units to be at strength. The Anti-Comintern Pact. Germany proposes that we sign a pact to address the Comintern's goal of spreading communism worldwide through the use of subversion and violence. By signing this pact, we agree to share intelligence on the communist threat and act in close cooperation against this menace. No. Because if I sign it, that pisses off the Soviets. If I don't sign it, I'm hoping the Soviets don't go to war with me. That's my thinking here. So I just have one enemy. Alright, so we've prepared for the next war. We're going to get the Warsaw Railway Station. Warsaw is a nexus of transport and cargo. To avoid bottlenecks, extra effort is to be placed on the management of its railway. And then that's going to allow me to get a doctrine, which is pretty good timing. Although, no, we're going to start, because I really want to get to this one at the very least. Yeah, I didn't realise that Breslov became Wrocław. Because in Victoria 2, Breslov is like one of the best industrial centres in the entire game. Like, the output of that place is redonkulous. And then I was actually travelling through Poland and I saw Wrocław. I was like, I know nothing about this city, so I just bypassed it. Without realising what it really was. Or what it once was, rather. Malbork belongs to the Empire. Uh-huh. And yeah, Königsberg is now Kaliningrad, which is Russian, and according to my Russian friends, is a complete dump. Which is unfortunate, because that place has some serious history. January 37. Let's start on Concentrated Industry 2. Now I think I'm going to have to buy some fuel. But most Russian cities are a complete dump. That I wouldn't know. I'd like to go to Russia one of these days. St. Petersburg in particular. Alright, we are basically out of fuel at this point. Oh, shoot, you know what I've forgotten to do? I forgot to stop these fools drilling. The longer they drill, the more airplanes he lose. I did lose a fair few. Should have stopped that ages ago, especially seeing as I got 3 experience for an entire year of drilling. So drilling the ships gets you tons of experience. Drilling the army and the air force, not really worth it. Except to get them experienced, of course. I'm going to assume that they're regulars by now. Yeah, probably like half a year ago. Oh, and that means that I can then assign them to various units. So, where are they assigned? Close air support and fighters. Fighters. So you are going to be General Air Superiority in Western Poland. Then you two are both going to be assigned to them. You are going to be Air Superiority. You are going to be Close Combat Support. Okay. Good to see such a... Oh, crikey, yeah, this is a good view count. Poland is outdoing the Netherlands. Although I have to say, we did actually... I still can't really believe that this actually happened, but we hit 1,006 viewers last night at one point. 1,000! I actually got the achievement on Twitch saying, congratulations, you've hit 1,000 viewers. That's when Shen raided us. But 1,000! What? So we're going to invest in the old Polish region, modernize old factories in Kalice, Staziko, Radom, Starowice and Ostrowice, while also building new ones to strengthen our industry. I thought Ostrowice might have been Polish Ostrava, but it's not. Ostrava is actually in the Czech Republic at this point. Or Czechoslovakia, I should say. I've been there. I have quite a few friends there. Nice place. Gelrat, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Alright, so we've got Radio Gaga. Now we are going to go and get improved machine tools. We're actually doing a really good job on research here. Oh, and we're also positive fuel, because we stopped drilling the Air Force. That's why. In fact, because we were drilling the Air Force, we were probably using as much fuel as we're going to be using during the war. So as long as we build up a decent surplus, we're not going to need to import oil when we're actually fighting, which is going to be very nice. How is you doing? Army innovations, 42 to 78. I have 40, so Germany does outnumber us, but they are going to have to fortify against France at the same time. So far, so good. Oops. Oh, you can get another research slot down here. Requires 50 factories. That's going to be a challenge to reach. So next, we're going to get additional research, then defense of Poland. We're going to get down to the Hell fortified area. And Silesia, hopefully. Where's Katowice? There. Which we do want to fortify. We want to actually get as many of the fortifications done as possible before researching the fortifications, because every fort that you get actually gets more expensive. This is why I'm spreading them all out, doing all the level 1s, then I'm going to do all the level 2s, and all the level 3s, all the level 4s, and I may stop at level 4. And each time you go up in a level, they get more expensive. Have I visited the beaches and graveyards of Normandy? I have, yes. We had a school trip there while studying. It wasn't Second World War we were studying. I think it was like the interim war, or the interim period. But yes, I have been there. Our industrial expansion and other recent advances might allow us to conduct more R&D in parallel. Yes, please do. Hindenburg disaster. The German passenger airship Hindenburg was destroyed today while attempting to dock at the Lakehurst Naval Air Station in the United States. For reasons as yet undetermined, the airship was engulfed in flames and crashed to the ground. Chinese United Front forms. Chiang Kai-shek and Mao Zedong have issued a joint announcement declaring that they have set aside their differences in the face of Japanese attack. Both sides will observe a strict policy of non-aggression against each other for as long as the war against Japan lasts. US Congress passes the Neutrality Act. Crikey, this is a serious week of news. With tensions rising around the globe, the US Congress has been the scene of intense discussions about the role of the United States should play on the world stage. Many members are concerned that the President Franklin Delano Roosevelt might secretly be planning to intervene in a European or Asian war. Shaanxi joins the Chinese United Front. Okay, so we've got our industrialist in place. We've still got manpower, so I don't think we need to go up in manpower laws. Then yeah, it's time to get our army defense. No, let's get the infantry expert first, because that's going to be buffing both. Do we have a cavalry expert? We do. Unders. We'll need to make a decision about whether we want the cavalry or if we want to invest in armour. Although, how we can play as Poland and not have a cavalry expert, I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so we're actually overcoming our gun deficit super quickly. I'm very happy with that. I think I will spend a factory to get some more iron. Let's do it from France.